I wish Gavin Wood or any of the leadership in Polkadot would do that.
I think it was very obvious, especially with those parachains. Now, a big value add for Polkadot is obviously it has the co-founder of Ethereum, Gavin Wood, who I know he stepped down.
First of all, I'm hugely bullish on Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's so hot out here. You can see the flies just buzzing around trying to get some water.
Hello and welcome to Crypto Chain. My name is Claudio, and joining me today at Blockdown Festival in Portugal is the Altcoin Daily. You likely know them, you likely heard of them because of the altcoin news. They don't only talk about altcoins, though. They mostly talk about Bitcoin, Ethereum, but they cover most of the crypto news, so they're very well known. They came all the way from the US to be here. Imagine that. That's a really long journey. LA, right?
That's right.
Very, very long journey. So how are you guys feeling at Blockdown?
Blockdown Festival, loving it. Again, it's more of a festival vibe than a conference, which I love. We just did our keynote, and it's awesome to meet cool people in the space. So I'm happy to be here for this interview.
Yeah, happy to meet tons of Altcoin Daily fans, as well as tons of crypto people in general. That's why I love coming to conferences, to meet people I only see on YouTube or crypto Twitter. I actually get to talk with them. So psyched to meet Crypto's Chain, and I'm a recent subscriber of his. I've known him a long time, but I've recently subscribed, so that's good.
Now let's talk about the crypto market. Do you think there's a bullish sentiment in the market, or do you think it's bearish given Bitcoin dominance has taken over now? The altcoins are still struggling. Bitcoin is doing well, which means people are looking on their phones thinking, oh, look, my portfolio is doing okay-ish on the Bitcoin side, but my altcoins are hurt. Where do you guys see us going?
Yeah, first of all, if any of us knew the future, we'd all be rich. So, we can just give our best guesses. That being said, I think, from my personal opinion, the theories that I gravitate towards and think are correct, I think we're technically in a bull market. Is that wishful thinking? Time will tell. But I think there's so much leverage, so much fraud got flushed out. And the sentiment right now is almost as bad as it was a year ago, back when the SBF stuff was happening, back when the market was going down. I think technically we're in a bull market. I think we probably still have a year of chop solidation left. Hey, if we go up, that's great. But, the halving is coming up, the presidential election's coming up, that's all next year. Projects continue to build and innovate, like Polkadot. I know we have big Polkadot fans in the audience. And so I think technically in a bull market.
And I think that today sentiment is extremely bullish in crypto in general. In 2 months, it could easily be back to very bearish. In 2 months, price could go up 20%, go down 20%. The biggest thing, though, on where I see this market in the next 6 months is I do think that we are in a huge accumulation time as we find that chop solidation, whether we keep going up or keep going down. I think the signs are all there. Big institutional money is getting into Bitcoin in a big way. We're still seeing the building, the innovation of this Web3 DApp platform space. So huge accumulation time, and with the Bitcoin halving next year, I think there's no better time than today.
What are your top 2 most favorite projects except for Bitcoin and Ethereum when it comes to altcoins, given that you've been covering this for so long now?
Yeah, January, February 2018, maybe the worst time ever to start a crypto YouTube channel, because that bear market was just beginning. All right, so besides Bitcoin and Ethereum, and first of all, I'm hugely bullish on Bitcoin and Ethereum. A lot of people want to count Bitcoin out, but it's got regulatory approval and clarity throughout the world. BlackRock's getting in. No better time to be interested in Bitcoin, and Ethereum has so much going for it too. However, I know that we're interested in the low cap gems. In this case, I'm going to keep low cap to things that just aren't Bitcoin and Ethereum. So, I would say just generally to start out, if 2021 was when Ethereum and alternative L1s really broke through, as well as NFTs, I think I'm still bullish on those, but I think what we're going to see in this next cycle is Ethereum L2s be a huge narrative and gain huge usership. It's so hot out here. You can see the flies just buzzing around trying to get some water. I think the L2s are going to be huge. So what do we got? We got Arbitrum, we got Optimism, we got Polygon. I mean, anything with the ZK rollup, ZK sync technology. I mean, you can go on some DeFi chart and see the top L2s. Metis, that's the kind of things I'm looking at. And then also the gaming space. Although Axie Infinity got mainstream adoption in 2021, I don't think we've seen gaming crypto projects and gaming coins really, reach the mainstream yet. And overall, I think when a great game comes, that's going to transcend the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum, and that Bitcoin doesn't need to go up to have people using the game if it's a great game, and the value will accrue to the tokens on that game and the underlying protocol, whether it's Ethereum, Layer 2, Cardano, Polkadot. So for some games, I mean, I can just say the top games right now, and then, in my videos, you'll have to check out, some of the other games I like, but we have Splinterlands as a top game. It's a trading card game. We have Star Atlas. We have, what other games
There's
out there?
Gods Unchained,
Gods Unchained is a great one. Gods Unchained is on IMX, Immutable X.
DeFi Kingdoms.
DeFi Kingdoms, yeah. There's so many good ones, and we'll see what lasts. But I'd be bullish on games that I see gaining usership, and then also on the underlying protocol.
What is your opinion on Polkadot? And I know that in 2021 there was a lot of hype around the parachain auctions, crowd loans. Most of the big exchanges were supporting them. Everyone was talking about Polkadot. Then that kind of died out, like in 2022, like towards the maybe mid 2022 towards the end. But things are starting to be bullish again when it comes to Polkadot, at least in the media, but better than it used to be in 2022. So what's your opinion, like as content creators, when it comes to Polkadot?
The biggest thing in this cryptocurrency revolution that's different than the internet revolution is, back in the internet days, all the value accrued at the very tippy top, meaning the internet, you couldn't invest in that, but the businesses that made it, that built in the digital age, they're the ones that all the money accrued to. In this cryptocurrency revolution, very different. The value is accruing on those underlying chains. So no matter what aspect of DeFi, no matter what aspect of crypto gaming, etc., wins in the end, the value is accruing on these quality chains. Now, a big value add for Polkadot is obviously has the co-founder of Ethereum, Gavin Wood, who I know he stepped down, but still huge part of the project. I think it was very obvious, especially with those parachains, that we saw the building, especially last year. Quality projects were going on Polkadot. So I think in a lot of ways, I'm not sure exactly which L1 will make it in the end, but to have a basket of 5 or 6 and realize value is accruing on those underlying chains, that's huge. I would say one of the biggest things that I need to see from Polkadot in the future is, it really hit its hype, hit its sort of mania when we had those first parachain auctions, and especially with Gavin Wood stepping down. We need to see, an update or more quality projects come. I saw it in the last year and a half. I'm still searching in 2023.
Yeah, I like Polkadot. I own Polkadot. I cover Polkadot. I have mixed feelings on where Polkadot is today. Overall, I would say I'm bullish. I think one of Polkadot's biggest problems is its founders, its leadership, and not crypto chains, but like other influencers, it's hard to, there's not a lot of simplicity when it comes to propagating the Polkadot narrative. Ethereum's great at that, obviously. Cardano, great at that. I think the reason Cardano has such a huge audience on YouTube is because Charles Hoskinson streams on YouTube and he explains things. I wish Gavin Wood or any of the leadership in Polkadot would do that. I was actually quite surprised that their Polkadot didn't do better last cycle because, parachains did launch, the auctions did start. I thought that was going to create a lot of demand. And I think if we still see those continue, which they are, I think, eventually that is good for demand. So we're waiting, we're watching. If you believe in the ethos of crypto, there's no reason you shouldn't like Polkadot.
And what do you guys think about some of the challenges, certain projects, they hit those roadmap milestones and deliver on their promise that they had promised, like back in 2021, maybe 2022, and now they're like maybe run out of funding? Like, what do you think are some of those challenges that they could address?
I think just like you do for your portfolio in a bear market, you consolidate to the projects you still see value in. I think that we're seeing the same thing with projects in general that are making it. The dApps being built, the developers are consolidating in this bear market to the chains they trust, to the chains that they still see the people at. So how do we prevent it? I don't want to prevent it. I think it's good for the space in general. Even quality protocols or quality projects out there, even if they have a fantastic use case, doesn't mean they have a good business model. Doesn't mean they actually have great tokenomics. For example, it's what can keep the developers and then what can attract the users.